Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I want to say thank you to everyone that's subscribed and that's left comments. It really means a lot. It shows me that people are engaged and are liking the content that I'm putting out there. So I truly appreciate it. Definitely gives me motivation to continue doing what I'm doing. And yeah, thank you. First off, I want to say sorry about the last video. It got cut off a little short. My battery died. But yeah, I'm here. And today I want to talk a little different. I want to talk about the immigration process out here in the Philippines. A lot of people may not know about the immigration process. It's one of the most friendly, accommodating fe- countries for tourists in all of Asia, period. Um, Thailand, hello. Thailand, the visas are pretty strict. I know they eased up a little bit right now. Like, for instance, the 60-day um, visas for many countries, things of that nature. But the Philippines, by far, is the most accommodating to tourists. I mean, you could literally stay here up to 3 years, up to 3 years on a tourist visa by extending it every month, every 2 months, etc. So that being said, there is no other country here in Asia or the world that I'm aware of that lets you stay on a tourist visa for 3 years. But it's not all cut and dry. Lately, the Philippines has been cracking down on people extending their visas. They've been getting a little more in depth. Like, they've been asking more questions. They've been trying to find out why you want to extend your visa, etc. I know for a fact every immigration office is different. I've heard stories about um, Angeles. I've heard stories about Manila. I'm speaking for Cebu. Okay. Overall, in general, when I was going through my 13A visa process, which basically allows me to stay here as a permanent resident because I am married to a Filipina here in the Philippines, I needed to get my tourist visa extended multiple times. When they asked the reason, I told them, hey, I'm waiting for my 13A, and they just gave it to me right away, not a problem. Now, um, the case was that you can literally just go in, pay your fees, which cost a couple thousand pesos to 3,000 pesos roughly per month for you to extend your visa as a tourist. It was a basic form. You fill it out, drop it off, and they never ask you any questions. They never, they never bother you. They never ask you why you're going to stay. Lately, from what people have been telling me, they've been getting a little more proactive in asking what you're doing here. What is your purpose of staying longer? Why do you want to stay longer? They definitely want to know what your address is, what you're doing out here. Okay. So, and honestly, some nationalities more than others. For example, being a US citizen or from a Western country, they're less restrictive or less likely to ask you or to give you a problem on why you're trying to stay out here. If you are from China, let's say, they are getting very strict on that because of the multiple problems that have happened here in the Philippines with Chinese Chinese nationals coming out here and doing various things. Let me give an example. The Pogo situation, which was the Philippine gaming, online gaming situation that was here for a while. Okay, that was real intense. It's gotten a little better lately. I haven't been hearing about it on the news, but there was a bunch of Chinese nationals coming out here to work in these pogo scam centers, and they're really cracking down on that. So if you are from China and you want to extend your tourist visa, believe that they'll have probably maybe an interview process. In general, though, if you're from a Western country, they won't even give you an interview, but what they are going to do is they're going to take your money, you're going to pay it, and then you're going to wait for them to run some checks through their system. And their system is linked up to the US, it's linked up to the Philippine criminal system as well. So if you got into any problems out here in the Philippines and you think, oh, I'm just going to extend my visa, they're not going to know about it. That's not true. They will find out right away. And especially if you're trying to get a longer term visa, such as the 13A, which is the marriage visa, or if you're trying to get the RRV visa, which basically allows foreigners from other countries above the age of 50 to have a retirement visa out here for long term residency. They are going to check right away and they will even make you get an NBI clearance. The NBI is the equivalent of the FBI in the USA, and it's basically a background check. You have to go, they'll fingerprint you, they will run you through some checks. It takes about 3 weeks for you to receive that, and then once you get it back clear, you can go ahead and proceed with your visa process. That's what I had to do. That's what everyone has to do here. Now, in previous times, for example, there was a time where you can literally, on the day of your visa expiration, go ahead and just extend it without any extra fees, without any hoopla or whatever. Now, if you are trying to extend your tourist visa and it's anywhere previous to 3 days before expiration, they are going to make you go through the express line. Now, the express line basically incurs more fees for you. So be prepared for that visa that cost 3,000 before to cost you roughly 8,000 pesos. They add on about $100, and that is as recent as the other day. I was just at immigration dealing with my visa and my status, and trying to pick up some documents, and I noticed that the prices have increased. I went and looked at the wall. I was speaking to people there, and they're all telling me how prices increased. Now, in general, if you have a girlfriend out here, you're just trying to stay, you could literally write on your extension application, want to travel the Philippines. It should be sufficient, and if they run your checks and everything comes up clear, you shouldn't have an issue. But if you think you could come out here to the Philippines with some crazy criminal record from the US and not be caught upon entry, that is not true. I can't tell you how many deportations happen all the time. And it's basically for people with really heavy duty charges. I'm not going to go into it, but basically, PDF files, murder, extortion, um, embezzlement, things of that nature. If you've been convicted in the States or you have a record, they will not let you in the country, guys. So don't even attempt it. You know what I mean? And I don't blame them. I don't want people like that here either. So, I am total agreement with that. Like, I am happy the Philippines does that. I'm happy that they are well connected with the US system, and I mean literally at the gate you will get stopped. They will not allow you entry, and they will deport you. Okay, so that is definitely a real thing, and especially also if you're going to get your visa updated. Okay, they are going to be checking your criminal record in your country, in your home country. So they do have the links. I know they're really close with the US, but they're also very close with many countries in Europe. So I know that they're linked up on that end. Even with Asia, with Korea, Japan, etc. They are linked in with them. So they know right away if you are Interpol. I mean, look what happened to former President Duterte, how he got shipped off with the quickness. Okay, so I mean, they are linked up with Interpol out here. They're linked up with everything. So don't think you can escape your country, come to the Philippines, and they won't know about it. It's just not the case, guys. And as much as the Philippines is an up and coming country, a lot of things aren't really dialed in here as far as infrastructure and things like that, and I'll talk about that in another video. But they are dialed in with, they do not want people called undesirables out here. Okay, that is the label, that is the term that they use, and it is a real thing. Being undesirable here in this country is not a joke, guys. And even if you're here and you get into some issues with someone, the Bureau of Immigration can go ahead, pick you up, deport you as an undesirable, and you will be blacklisted. Being blacklisted means you cannot re-enter the Philippines. I believe it's for 10 years to life, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that, but I know it's a minimum of 10 years. That is definitely something you don't want to do. Um, the Philippines is a beautiful country. The people are amazing, wonderful, welcoming people. But there's a lot of things that you have to understand coming here, especially with the culture and what is the norm out here. It is not the norm in your country. There's a lot of things that can get you in trouble that are real simple things to look over or things that you might be used to in your country. I'll talk about that in the next video. I'll pretty much break down some common norms here that are probably way out there for us anywhere in a Western country that you should be aware of so you don't get in trouble. But on that note, I hope this gave you a little tip, little advice on how you can come here as a tourist and be here for years without any issues and find out if the Philippines is for you. You know what I mean? That's what it boils down to. Yeah, on that note, I want to thank everyone again for stopping by. Thank you for all the love and support, the subscribers. I really appreciate that. People commenting. Thank you very much. Until next time, have a good day. And I'm thinking of doing a live here with my wife in the next couple days. We'll just have a Q&A session. So I hope you guys stop by and watch us on that and ask us any questions you may have about the Philippines. So until then, peace. God bless. Have a good day.